Oh, well, hey, babe. It's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey, and welcome back to yet another quick chat. Now, today on the quick chat, we are going to talk about Martell Holt, okay? Because it seems like it is being reported that he did a post and delete over there on Instagram where he had some things to say about his ex-wife and the mother of his children, Miss Melody Cherie. And also, he has some things to say about Dr. Heavenly as well. I mean, not a whole lot, but just a little snippet. But before we get into their mess, honey, I want to talk real quick about some other mess. Y'all remember Portia Family Matters? Y'all remember that? And we was watching the show and we was trying to see what was going to happen between her and Simon, but the entire show ended up being about her and Dennis. Well, girl, Dennis took to his social media. It has nothing to do with Portia, I'm sure, but it made me wonder who he over here causing more trouble with. We see you, Mr. Dennis. He took to his story. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for this. He took to his story to let the fellas know a few things. He says, fellas, y'all got to relax. She talked to more dudes than just you. If that ain't your man, you shouldn't be reacting like that. Okay. In parentheses, he says too emo, meaning too emotional. He goes on to say, you may be the only one in your crew balling, but you ain't the only one balling. Okay. Yes, that's what Mr. McKinley had to let the people know. All right. Now, I'm sure he probably got some little girl he over there, dating somewhere. And she probably got some man that's over there a bit jealous. And he had to let them know, honey. This ain't your main girl, so you need to fall back. She date more than just you. And I do know about you. Okay, so you could scoot back just a little bit. And also letting him know, like, you might be balling out your crew of people, but you ain't the only one out here balling. Like, I'll show you how to flex. Okay. Girl, I just feel like that was so interesting. I wanted to bring it to you guys because it did kind of make me think about Martell a little bit. You know what I'm saying? As far as you might be balling, but you ain't the only one out here balling, okay? Don't be out here being a little too emotional, okay? When you created this situation for yourself. But I think that when it comes to Martell's children, he gets extremely emotional. But I'm going to let y'all chime in and share y'all thoughts because I hear y'all right now tapping. Getting ready to tap in tight. But if he cared about his children, he would have never done what he did with that woman. Well, go on, sound off in the comments because I know you're going to do it anyway. Because that's just how y'all is, okay? But let's go ahead and get into the things that he put up on his IG page and ended up taking down. Now, some of the stuff he put up seems like we were missing a bit of the message, okay? Not necessarily sure. And the way that it's in blue lets me know that one, he has an iPhone. And number two, I think he sent this over to somebody. Girl, let me check my iPhone to see. Correct. I'm the person that's in blue. So it makes me think that he sent this message over to somebody and then took screenshots of it and put it on his page, or either he typed it out and sent it to himself or whatever. Either way, it's a message that happened on his phone. It looks like that he took over to his Instagram to post and share. And we're going to, talk about that really quickly. So he decided to lead with a quote from the Bible saying Romans 12:19, don't insist on getting even. That's not for you to do. I'll do the judging, says God. I'll take care of it. Okay. He also goes on to say, I honestly can't come up with anything that matters to me more than my children. My life has been a public viewing for a few years now. You've seen the ups, downs, falls, and all. I've learned a lot in the past few years. I've gone through some pretty tough times as well. In a moment of transparency, I must say that I've never proclaimed to be perfect, but I am a real father who loves his children. Okay. He also says, I noticed that many wonder why I hadn't posted or shared the important days recently. Okay. So this was something that Martell said. Now, y'all know Miss Melody and Martell haven't been seeing eye to eye for a very long time. We've even witnessed them being on the previous season, struggling a little bit with just co-parenting. Okay, so that's continuing to be an issue. It's also being rumored from what I'm hearing that, Melody hasn't been interested in really filming with him. Okay, she also went to her page a while back, and I talked about that, where she mentioned being attacked. She didn't know that she really bothered them that much. They were, ready to attack her. And I'm not sure who that person could have been, but it did make me wonder, like, who was it? I'm not putting that on Martell, but we know that a lot of things have been happening behind the scenes. Okay. A lot of times when Martell would take to social media, he would make sure that he posts his children. I have to say, he had to let y'all know that the kids were with him, as he also went on to the show to make it seem like Mel was too busy for the children and the children should, pretty much come over to him and be in his custody. Right. So a lot of times when Martell posted, if he wasn't posting his body, it seems like he was definitely posting his children. All right. So people have been rumoring that he hasn't really been around his children. So maybe that's probably why he hasn't been posting, because he hasn't been with them. And that's really, maybe he is going through it. Maybe he's not. I just find it very interesting that he did a celebration for the red wine or something that he's bringing out called I Nest wine or something. He came all the way to Atlanta, according to his words, on an IG live where he brought Maurice, Lewis, Marceau. He brought the guys with him, did a whole celebration, rented out this huge mansion, right? Even had a few guests there to celebrate and promote the fact that he has this new wine. We ended up seeing photos of Martell surface on social media, but it came from other pages. It didn't even come from his, from what I saw. All right. And it seems like Martell will go live and he'll take it down, right? Or he won't save that live for other people to see, but he'll go live real quick here or there. And then here it is, he's dropping more messages, and then he's turning around and he's deleting those messages. Okay. So yeah, he also said, actually, when he did that live video, when he went down to Atlanta, in the mansion, getting ready to celebrate, they were eating breakfast. He says, you guys have been wondering why I haven't been on social media for the past 40 days. Well, we'll just have to wait. It seems like he was saying we'll have to wait for a few weeks. It sounds like he was saying we have to wait until the show starts to see if everything goes in my favor. But then I don't know. Is he speaking on the show, or is he talking about a court case or something when he says y'all will just have to wait and see, when things go, not if things, but I believe he said when things go in my favor. So interesting. I mean, what else would he want to go in his favor? It must be the children, him getting custody or something like that, right? So it's just, that's what I'm wondering. I want you guys to leave your thoughts and comments down below, but let's get to the rest of the things that he had to say, okay? He goes over and he says, victorious. Not sure where that came from. This is where I feel like the message was a bit choppy. As you see victorious with the exclamation mark, it lets us know that something was missing from this message and the first message, right? He also goes on to say, my heart is definitely in the right place. He says grace, mercy, and his forgiveness is granted. He goes on to say, my babies were away from me 56 days. They only called me one time in all of those days because Melody Cherie didn't allow them to. And that was interesting for him to say Melody Cherie, because I was like, why would you call her Melody Cherie? Okay, why not just say Melody? Why not say Melody Holt? Okay, why would you at her and put at Melody Cherie? So it makes me wonder if he sent this message to himself in an effort to copy and paste and probably put it onto social media or something like that to possibly put over onto Facebook, because on Instagram, her name is Melody S. Holt, not so much as Melody Cherie. But let's just double check real quick, because, okay, yeah, I am friends with Melody on Facebook. I've been friends with her prior to the show even starting. But on here, her name has changed to Melody Cherie. So it makes me wonder if this is something he was going to probably put up over onto his Facebook page or something like that. Because I was like, why would you call her Melody Cherie? But in addition to that, when I checked out Melody's stories, this is something that she put up. She was answering questions, and somebody asked her, I see that you have removed Holt from a few places. How do you want to be addressed? And she says, Melody Cherie, with the kissy face. Okay, this is what Melody says. So let's get back to his message. I just wanted to explain the referencing of him saying Melody Cherie, because I started to kind of wonder, did Martell actually write this girl? Because this does give me a bit of, this doesn't sound like Martell words. As I'm reading it, I'm having a hard time hearing Martell's voice. I don't know if it's because some of it makes sense or something. I'm not sure. Something's off. Maybe you guys can help me out with that. But let's finish this message. He says, I missed celebrating my baby girls on their birthdays. My kids were over there hurting, but you're over there doing videos every day like they were happy. Shame on you. He says, my kids cried when they saw me talking about how much they missed me and wanted to see me and talk to me. It hurt me to share with them on how much I miss them. He says, this TV show is what you desire to believe, but this picture is my real life. Okay. He also goes on to say, my queen, ? He says, y'all letting fake bloggers like at Dr. Heavenly come on a show that I pitched and brought to Carlos for OWN. Stop playing with me. So this is what he said. He didn't call Heavenly a fake blogger. Now, I must say, Heavenly is a reality star. We've known Heavenly before. We've known Martell, okay, to be a reality star. But do we want to call Heavenly a fake blogger? If Heavenly just get on here, she may be a commentator, but I want y'all to cut this blogger term out. But we know y'all going to do it anyway, because it's just how y'all is, okay? People are not writing, all right? When you create an actual blog site with text and things, right? Jasmine Brand, Shade Room, The Neighborhood Talk, those are blogs, okay? Yeah, so that's the thing for me. But okay, he called her a fake blogger. I don't think Heavenly cares too much, but this is what's being said, okay? He also tells you guys stop playing with me because he was the one that pitched and brought this show to Carlos. Okay. So a lot of you guys that may ever ask or feel like he shouldn't be on the show and all this other stuff. Carlos ain't like everybody. I don't see him just doing away with Martell because Martell and Melody had such an influence on bringing this show to him to begin with. So, okay. But let's keep going. So he says, I put this show together from the talent to the concept, and this is the truth. This is my real life. I don't even want to film anymore. Wow. Did not see that earlier. That was a shocker. And this is another part that makes me wonder, is this Martell saying this? Are we sure? I do feel like Martell heavily enjoys the attention. But are y'all sure this is Martell saying this? Are y'all sure Martell posted this? Because I'm like, Martell doesn't want to do the show anymore. You know they're not paying the rent. I don't believe that. Okay, but let's keep going. He said, it's a difference between reality TV and real life. My kids' lives matter. Not him putting a twist on lives matter. He says, my kids' lives matter. I won't settle for anything less than what's best for my children. And that's 100. Then he goes on to act, okay, Melody S. Holt. All right. So this is the name that's actually still on the Instagram. He asks her and says, at Melody S. Holt hasn't gone live about this situation in 58 days because she's wrong and a liar. Let's see if my case gets dismissed. Okay. And maybe this is what he was referencing, right? Maybe this is what he was referencing back when he was in Atlanta on that live with the guys of the show. And he says, y'all will hear from me in a few days when things go in my favor. So maybe this is what he means about his case being dismissed because he wants things to go in his favor in that capacity. Okay. Also, keep in mind, this is not something that he actually put, from my understanding, on his story to where he added her. This looks like a message that he probably sent to himself more than likely and just screenshotted it and put it onto Instagram. Okay, so there's that, girl. This is messy, and as soon as the season drop, I feel like it's going to get even more messier. Okay, now I want to hear you all's thoughts and comments down below on this situation regarding Mr. Dennis and who he over there talking to and what he got going on. Okay, checking the guys, honey, and do you agree with him? Okay, if this woman is not your main, you need to understand she's talking to other people. Fall back, and you're not the only person bawling, because I am as well. Let me know your thoughts about that, and also come on over, chime in on Martell Holt and the things that he had to say regarding the show, Dr. Heavenly being fake, as well as Melody being wrong and being a liar and keeping his children from him. Okay, you guys hop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about all of this mess regarding love and marriage, Huntsville. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.